Okay, it's officially time for this A to Z mini rework. My thoughts, ideas, changes, so on and so forth. We are finally on Lulu, the Fey Sorceress. Interesting. Damage magic, style mostly ability, difficulty 2. I would agree with this with the most part. I would say her abilities really aren't difficulty and difficulty 1, but the fact that each one has a dual purpose is why I would agree the fact that it has, because you have to realize the purpose for each ability and how the situations can adapt and so on and so forth. Honestly, utility 3, yeah. Damage 2, yeah. Crowd control. Honestly, I might even give her mobility too, because one of her abilities increases her mobility. Now I understand only one of them does, but it's honestly enough of an increase where I'd give it 2, just because of how big it is. The Yordle Mage Lulu is known for conjuring dreamlike illusions and fanciful creatures as she roams Runeterra with her fairy companion Pix. Lulu shapes reality on a whim, warping the fabric of the world and what she views as the constraints of this mundane physical realm. While others might consider her magic at best unnatural and at worst dangerous, she believes everyone could use a touch of enchantment. So basically, she's bad shit crazy. Okay. Pix, Fairy Companion. Pix fires magical bolts of energy whenever the champion he's following attacks another enemy unit. These bolts are homing but can be intercepted by other units. Okay. So there's little bolts that are being shot right afterward, and then if you walk behind someone, they can't be intercepted. Glitter Lance. Pix and Lulu each fire a bolt of magical energy that heavily slows all enemies it hits. An enemy can only be damaged by one bolt. So if they both shoot one, it doesn't matter. It'll only hit them once. Okay. Whimsy. If cast on an ally, grants them attack speed and move speed. This is the ability where I'm saying that move speed. It could be a lot. Speed for a short time. If cast on an enemy, turns them into an adorable critter that can attack or cast spells. So honestly, in my opinion, is almost one of the strongest CCs in the game. Because it straight it doesn't stun you, but it silences you and disarms you, but it just lets you move. So a silence and a disarm in one is pretty strong. And then I was saying, when you use on allies, it can be very painful, and when it boosts their ability or their speed that much, it's very aggravating. Help and Pix. If cast on an ally, commands Pix to jump to an ally and shields them. He then follows them and aids their attacks. If cast on an enemy, commands Pix to jump to an enemy, damaging them. He then follows them and grants you vision of that enemy. Plus, you'll shoot your Q from them, and their auto attacks will come from that area. So basically, it just either does a lot of damage or it gives a shield. So it's nothing insane, but yet again, it's it's just a lot that this champion can do. Wild Growth. Lulu enlarges an ally, knocking nearby enemies into the air and granting the ally a large amount of bonus health. For the next few seconds, the ally gains an aura that slows nearby enemies. This ability is honestly, in my opinion, the key factor that Lulu is broken. Because I disagree with... It's like a Gnosis or Renekton ult, but you can use on others. And when you're capable of adding that to an ADC that is already high mobility, difficult to kill, does a lot of damage, that knocks up the people around them, meaning any assassination attempt is immediately canceled, plus gives them more health, so you being able to one-shot them is now thrown out the window, and slows you when you're around them, meaning the people that can also jump on them right afterward are now going to have a more difficult time. It's just too much. And not only that, but you could do that, plus you could use your W and your E on them. So now you're giving them a shield and movement speed, and now they have more attack speed to hit you with, which could even potentially save them in the form of lifesteal. So it's just too much. It's just too much. Her passive I don't have any problem with at all, really. Like, just extra damage being thrown out, nothing insane. Her Q I really don't have any issue with. It's really just poke that also happens to slow. It is a pretty high slow, but that's nothing insane. Her W I think is pretty annoying when it's used on you, and even when it's used on allies. Just, as I said, granting movement speed plus gives them attack speed at the same time is very difficult to just combat. It's just not much you can do. And yeah, just in that form, it's just really not a great thing. Then her E, just being able to do a burst amount of damage on enemies or shield allies, it's a lot. So I wouldn't change anything with the passive. I wouldn't change anything with your Q. I wouldn't change her W, but I do think it should be nerfed a little bit with at least the attack speed. I can understand them getting more movement speed, okay, but at least the attack speed aspect of it I would lower, and maybe the movement speed, but really just the attack speed, and nothing major, just like minor little changes, minor little nerfs. Her E, I think, is okay. Giving the shield or just doing damage isn't the worst case scenario. It's nothing that really insane to where it's going to cause any like huge issues or to where I think it's broken. The alt, I definitely 100% sure I think this alt is broken, that it needs changes. If anything, it should heal them. Like give them bonus health, and then maybe give them bonus health as a shield. Like, it increases their health as a shield, though. It does it as a shield, not as actual HP. Now, I'm understandable, like, why, like, oh, it's just basically the exact same thing. Like, it is, but at least it shows a difference. So, it does, like, look different to the enemy, and you can still potentially realize what you need to do, or just certain things along that line. I would keep the knock-up around them. I would lose the slow, make it so that there isn't a slow around them anymore. I would keep the knock-up, and I would maybe either, like, cause it to heal them for, like, a specific amount when the alt hits them, or maybe cause it to slowly increase their HP over the time span. Or like give it to them as a shield, but I would not just give it to them flat out the second it bursts out. I'd either put it as a delay or give it to as a shield, and then as I said, I'd lose the slow. So just as a recap, passive Q and E are fine, don't need to be changed. W, lower the attack speed bonus, maybe decrease the CC time with there being polymorphed, or like pick a silence or a disarm and not both. And then with R, just change how you get your health back or shield. Don't make it both because it's like, or instant, because it's just too much at once. Okay, skins, we got Bittersweet Lulu, which is okay. We got Wicked Lulu, which is okay. We got Dragon Trainer Lulu, which honestly I do think is pretty nice, but nothing insane. Winter Wonder Lulu, I do actually think looks pretty good. Pool Party Lulu is another one that I think looks okay and like better than the others, but nothing amazing. Star Guardian Lulu I like, but I don't love. It's really nothing insane for me. Cosmic Enchantress Lulu is yet again okay, or not okay, is actually like pretty good. I actually really like this skin a lot looking at it. And Pajama Guardian Lulu, honestly I kind of like this skin, I don't know why. Bittersweet Lulu I'd put at 1. It's now. Wicked Lulu is literally just regular Lulu with like a small update to it, so I'd put it as like just a 2. The next thing I'd actually have down there is the Star Guardian at like a 5. I'd have Winter Lulu with like just slightly above it, but still at the same 5. So if anything, I'd have like Star Guardian at like 4.5 and then Winter Lulu at 5. Pool Party Lulu I would actually put on as like a full 6 higher than the others, but it's just better. Pajama Lulu or Pajama Guardian Lulu, I would put at like the 7 range. I do like this game, but I don't think it's amazing now. And then I would put the Cosmic Enchantress Lulu at the top at like an 8. Because I do think it is a good skin. It's nothing absolutely amazing, but it is a good skin. And I do think that that would be the ranking of her kit, or like of her skins. So worst, second worst, third worst, fourth worst, fifth worst, pretty good, and very good. So yeah, if anything, I would just change her W and her alt. I don't think she's anything that insane, but when she builds full AP, it's really annoying. When she builds full attack speed, it's really annoying. But for the most part, I just think her utility is the thing that like really gets people and that really should be nerfed to an extent. And that is my A to Z mini rework, my thoughts, ideas, changes, and so forth on Lulu, the Fey Sorceress. If you disagree or agree with any of them, please leave a comment down below. If you have any ideas of your own with either Lulu or other champions, yet again, please leave a comment down below. I will gladly get back to you. And yeah. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will bid you all adieu. Goodbye. Thank you all very much for watching this video. Please leave a like and subscribe and hit, yes, I'm going to say the thing, hit that bell button. So thank you all very much, and I'm going to bid you all adieu. Goodbye.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming